Welcome to my first open studio by lamplight. I'm working in the evening and I am really excited about what I'm working on my table, so I wanted to share it. So I'm obviously having a black and white moment. I was just playing around with one of my new fabric books that I am exploring the deconstruct, reconstruct theme. If you've watched my other open studio videos, I'm still going with that. And so this is one that's in process. And here, let me show you. So this is the current book structure. I'm just loving it. I love graphic black and white sometimes. It's like so satisfying. I love it. So this is part of a blanket from a good friend of mine, and I cut it up, and then tonight I stitched down these tassels from the end of the blanket, and I used this naturally dyed kashim iron dyed thread, linen thread that I really like. And yeah, I really love how that looks like a ladder. And I love the simplicity of stitches like that, and then also the subtle variety. If I start to tune into the spaces and just the subtle differences between them, there's actually a lot of variety there. I just love stitching that way. So then I pulled out some other bits and projects that I think I'm going to take apart. Another fabric book and another little book experiment I had from a few years ago, and some other random black and white pieces. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So right now I'm really loving this open fold still. And then that is just like, I love it. So I had another colorful piece here before and I took it off. And then I thought, what if I just made the whole book black and white? So that's where we stand at the moment. So this is from a little paper. This is handmade, some kind of handmade paper that I did mark making on with India ink, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And I wrinkled it up to play with the texture. And I had it in another little stitched book and I disassembled it earlier tonight. And now I just love how that looks right there. When that white, like all that breathing room, all that silence around it. And then just like, whew, that moment. I love those circles. So that's going to sit there while I ponder. I'm going to take apart 2 books and show you. Well, we'll just see what happens. I love that texture. This is a little, I don't know. It started as a fabric meditation book, but I never finished it. And I was experimenting with stitches. And I really like now how this looks. I made this one, I think, also maybe 5 years ago, somewhere in there, 4 or 5 years ago. But I love the variety of the stitches. It's really fun to revisit my work after a while. I've tucked them away and, every once in a while I pull them out. But right now I'm just really inspired by the way I've done these stitches in the past. And like, I'm loving that binding. And as I think about taking this apart, like I keep wondering like, oh, am I going to feel sad about it? Like, I just really don't. I know which ones are ready to be taken apart. And it now starts to feel exciting. Like, oh, I'm seeing this through new eyes and new creative possibilities. Yeah, I'm just loving that. So I'm going to definitely take that apart. And then I had stitched something here and didn't come back. I like that little piece moment. And I don't think, yeah, there's nothing else on these pages. So off we go. So now I'm going to decide. I kind of want to try, like if I could do this, like there's one piece, but so the binding stays. I think what I'm going to do is cut the middle pages out and see what happens. Here we go. Living on the edge. Definitely, it just still looks like a book. I don't know. We'll see. And then Yeah, now I have, I don't know, little scraps to play with. I do like that. Looks like a horseshoe. And then I'm just gonna see, no, that looks like a, I could put a little face there. Like a little girl with like little ribbons in her hair. So this is the one. Don't really, I wonder what it would look like actually if I did this. And like stitched it. Maybe not. I don't know. I do like those. And I'm thinking like if I cut it here, it's going to be so close to that stitching. Contemplation. I don't know. I really like that though. It could just be one page. Like I could stitch it closed. I kind of like it like that actually. I could stitch or glue it closed and then it could like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it looks like a T though. I don't know yet. All right, we're gonna let that sit. Okay, I'm gonna take apart this other little book. This is for a Wabi Sabi mixed media class, mixed media bookmaking class that I teach online through my website. And this was my little experimental book, and I like all these marks. I think I'm ready to have this. Yeah, I'm ready to take it apart and see what happens. I think I'm gonna cut that. There's something about these little bits with the binding that I like. I don't know, something, even like if I glued it down right there. I don't know. Just love playing with the shape. No. Oh. And this was wax paper, I think, that I printed on a milkweed leaf. I'm not loving that right now, so I'm gonna put that aside. I do love this one. I did these Enzo paintings, the Japanese meditation painting process, ENSO. If you know that, it's such a beautiful technique. I do like that, so that's a possibility. I like these marks. I did these with a little dip pen and acrylic ink, but it feels too stiff, and I feel like I'm just going to see what happens if I crinkle it up. I like when things are like soft and weathered. I mean, that's why I love fabric so much, and I love weathering paper to get it to be soft too. So when things are more rigid, I don't, at least when I'm working in these kinds of books, I don't like that. So we'll see what we can do. Oh, can you see it's shedding? So this paper, it's called Black Earth paper. I think it's from Bhutan. I found it on Etsy years ago, and it is actually coated in like mud, I think, and it sheds this black earth. It's really amazing. Okay, that's already getting better. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. No, I'm thinking if I want that black on the that crisp white, or not, I might just shake it off. Sometimes I like to just roll with it and see what happens, but I kind of feel like I want it to be like really crisp white. Much better, I can tell. Okay. All right, let's open it up and see how this looks. Oh, it's shedding a lot. Boop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. It looks much more subtle. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Oh, that's beautiful. I love doing this because I love how the shadows play, like how the light goes over the all the creases and like creates this depth when I look at it. And there's so many different things going on then with the wrinkles and the lines. I'll do it again. I wonder if you've played with just making black and white art. Does that appeal to you at all? Or have you done any art projects where you just make black and white work? It's such an interesting, or just any other color, like focus just on that. I find it to be so compelling and challenging in a cool way to like strip away all the other colors and just focus on black and white. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay. I'm gonna, well, so I'm like, do I touch that or not? I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll just swoop this aside, my little pile. Maybe I'll just grab a little rag. This is a moment where I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it'll be like, I remember drawing in figure drawing class in college and with charcoal, and that like having my hands covered in black charcoal was so fun. And then it would get all over stuff and I loved it. So I'm having art school memories. That's kind of fun. Okay. So now I'm gonna see. Yeah, kind of. Okay. What I'd like to do is just lay things out and see how they start talking to each other. Nope. I like that. I kind of like how that is off the edge. No. And I'm kind of liking this. See, this is what's fun too about working intuitively. Like I just set that there thinking I was going to move it, and I kind of like it. Let's see. I also have this amazing handkerchief. I found it at antique mall. And look at that butterfly, that applique. And I love those little details, those little French knots in that applique plant. So, and it's so lovely and soft and delicate. I love that it's a little bit transparent. And I already cut part of it, but I kind of want to cut the plant out and then see what happens. I love butterflies, but I'm not really feeling that butterfly. It's too representational, I think, for this book. I'm feeling more abstract, even though it's a plant. Whatever. No strict rules here, but let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go around. I definitely have an obsessive compulsive part of my personality. It's something that I've struggled with since I was a kid. And I find that it shows up in art making. You know, I try to channel it in healthy ways, and I've done a lot of work on it. But I find that that part of me can come out when I'm like looking at patterns and colors, or thinking about creative ideas. Like my mind will just start building and building and building. And, you know, sometimes it feels like it becomes too much and then I have to take a break. And I find it interesting to reflect on the parts of myself, my personality, my life that I've seen in a negative way or that have caused me harm in the past or that have been a real struggle, and how there are aspects of it potentially that could be seen or channeled or harnessed in a good way for me to use in, positive ways in my life. And I feel like with that obsessive compulsive energy, it can be with art, it's like the I don't know, the willingness, this drive, this desire to keep creating or keep trying something. Or when I start doing a technique, like I get so into it, and I don't know, that feels really loving and accepting to see that part of myself from that perspective. So I want to share that. Maybe you can relate in some way to something about yourself. Okay. And I'm not sure about that. We're in the possibility stage. And then the other thing, I have this roving. Look how fluffy it is. It's got like little fibers and stuff stuck to it. But I was thinking it could be kind of fun to do like couching stitches over this or something. I'm not sure, but I love the texture. And all these books right now or they have been so far, about like exploring comfort and safety and a sense of being held and wrapped in love, and exploring the past, and really a healing process for me. So this fits with that because it's so cozy and squishy and feels really nice. So I don't know. We'll see. I feel like what I want to do next actually is give myself some more pages to work with. So I'll just show you a little bit more and then we'll wrap up the video. I'm going to cut another page around this size. So I have some black fabric. This is from, this is a Peruvian wall hanging, mentioned in another video if you watched, where I had actually gotten, hold on. So this freaking gorgeous piece of textile was on here, so it was a bigger piece, and so I took those off and have made various things, but I've got the background cloth, and I think what I'm going to do is just cut a page. It's got a really, really nice texture. And it connects me to this art retreat I taught at in Oregon, where I found it in an antique mall, so it's got those memories. And see, oh, it's like, so satisfying. Okay, now let's see what happens if I put that. Nope. Interesting, it's almost the same size. I kind of like that, actually. It's like it gives it a drop shadow. See, I never know. I never know what's going to happen. Sometimes patterns on patterns are too busy, but I actually, see, this is what's so cool about working this way. Like, I actually am surprised. I like that. It's like getting out of my, any sort of like rut and just moving things around and seeing what resonates with me, and then something does, and I'm like, oh, pause there. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually really liking that. Maybe what I'll do actually is cut another black one so it can like, so it's revealed, so it goes black, white, black, white. Oh, that's fun. Okay. So let's see what happens if I do that. Seems a little, I think that needs to be trimmed a little bit. Oops. It's so different to work by lamplight than during the day with the natural light coming in my windows. I like both. Working by lamplight, it feels so cozy, and the way that I see the colors and just the way I feel, it's like it's very quiet at night. And it's a very new thing for me to work at night, and I'm really enjoying the experience and the mood, and yeah, just how it feels. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, so then what if I did that? And then, no, I think I want that on white. No. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, see, I love simplicity. Yep. How fun. Okay, we're building our sandwich. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more white piece there with the linen. Let me see. I've got some random piles of just this secondhand linen. And this is often, well, it's just happening in the moment, but building these books, I've got it sandwiched and then kind of take it apart. I don't want to assemble anything until I know what I want to do here. I like this frayed edge, so I'm gonna grab some of that, just line that up and give it a go. All right, let's see. Boop, boop. And yeah, I like that little frayed edge. I need to wrinkle it though. Some people like to iron their fabrics, which is great. Some of the students in my classes would say like they don't like the wrinkly, and they really like the pressed fabric. Like, that's great. I always just say go with what you really like in the moment if it feels right for you. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of want it more, even more wrinkly. I like this technique too because it frays the edges. Okay, give that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that goes there, and then that there, and then what about that? Do I like that? Kinda. I don't love it. I thought I was gonna love it. I don't love it. So, yeah, that though. So I love the reveal. Like, I don't know. Like trying to force it. I'm like, but I was supposed to like you. Why don't I like you? Let me see what happens if I add something. That's an example of my maybe obsessive compulsiveness or my highly sensitive person quality. See that tiny bit of teal right there? Oh, it bugs me. I want it to be clean, black and white. So that's not gonna work. Ooh, maybe. No, feel like I'm trying to force it. No. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it be. I think I'll leave it on my table and come back in the morning and see what I see. Yeah, it's not working. So I can feel that annoyance. I'm like, but I want to keep going because I want it to be like moving, and I can feel like something's just not working. So that's okay. I am going to see if we can close it. Oh yeah, and it's already feeling so much like chunkier and substantial. So there we go. Okay, let's do a last final peek before we sign off here. Oh, I like that line. Excuse me. Something, I think we're gonna go up. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, carefully lift. No. Maybe. Oh yeah. See? Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm building a puzzle. All right, let's try this again. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, kind of like it. Maybe, now I feel like maybe adding some black stitches around that. Yes, love it. Yep. And then something. Maybe more circles. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All right, there we go. So I'm going to leave it rest. I think tomorrow I'll come back and see how this looks. And then if I like it, I'm going to bind those pages and keep it moving. And decide if I want, if it wants to stay black and white, or if I end up wanting to add color. But this is what I love about working intuitively. It just keeps evolving and growing, and we see where we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if this inspired you to make anything. I would love to know. And I'd love to know if you work by candle light or lamp light, or if you prefer to work during the day. Like, and how does the light that you surround yourself with when you create, how does that affect how you feel when you create? Do you notice things like that? And I'd love to know how that influences you as an artist. That would be a fun conversation to have. Okay, I hope you have a good evening, and do something creative for yourself tomorrow maybe, or whenever it feels right. Okay, wishing you well. Bye.